Hello, my lovelies. I decided I would do a journal video today because I haven't done one in a while, and I'm going to be doing the random journal questions tag that uh, I forgot who did it. I feel really bad right now, but I'll link it below. And the first question is, what is the longest entry you have ever written? And the longest, I don't know what's going on with my hair. Yeah. The longest entry I have ever written, I think, was about 6 pages. It's not that long, comparatively, but yeah, six pages, and it was in my first journal I had ever written, and I was just writing about all my depression and stuff like that, so that took up a lot of space. What is the shortest? My shortest entry was um, it was in 2011, and it was literally hi, and that was it. It was the date and then hi. I don't know why. If I just went on doing other stuff and had to go and then didn't finish it. It's very eloquent when I write. I just got a text message. What don't you put in your journals? Um, God, I put everything. I don't put a lot of pictures. I try to, but I don't. I end up don't putting in a lot of like personal pictures just because printing them is kind of a hassle, and I don't take a lot of pictures around this time in my life. At least I did when I was younger. So I guess personal pictures, not quite as much, and then I don't really put like recipes for stuff because I don't cook much, so I guess I don't put any of that. Um, what draws you to a journal? Is it the color, the design, brand, or the pages? I think it's all of those things because a design for me is a very big deal. Like this box, of course I wrote on it, but like this box, you know, it drew me and I love the texture of it. All my other journals are like that. I don't have a whole ton here with me, but like, this is Ravenclaw, and the design of it is the Ravenclaw symbol, and you can't really see it right now, but the cover definitely draws me. The pages definitely draw me too. I really like having lined pages. I've had journals where I don't have lined pages, but I try to have lined pages because I'm really bad at handwriting and I like that. But again, like my journal videos, journal logic, um, is just blank, and I don't write it as much just because I'm not. I like the thing. Brand doesn't really bother me. I usually buy my journals, or my parents usually buy me journals from like Barnes and Noble because that's just the main place that we have. But yeah, not necessarily like a brand. Um, the fifth question is there a brand that you prefer? And again, no. I like Barnes and Noble stuff sometimes, like just all of their stuff, but I don't think that's a specific like brand. That's like a whole encompassing of a lot of different brands. So, no, I don't prefer. Pencil or pen? Definitely pen. I used to write in pencil, but pencil like fades and it goes away after a while, and I don't like that. And pen kind of stays, and it's crisper, and I like it. When I'm like doodling or something, I might do pencil, but when I'm actually writing, I write in pen, and so I have a lot of scratches out of words that I don't mean to say or say it and then decide not to, and you know that's okay with me. I'm perfectly fine with that look. Some people, want it looking prettier, but mine, is a journal. I don't care if there's scratches in it or not. Um, Blank pages are lined. Like I said just a little bit ago, lined. I don't like. Um, I have had blank, and that's fun for like putting pictures on and stuff, and to draw. But when I'm actually writing, I like to have lined. So my favorite actual journals are, it's one side, on the right side it's like lined, and then on the left side it's blank, so you can put stuff on. And I like those ones, so both. Pocket or no pocket? I've never had a journal with a pocket except for a couple of my travel journals, and I like that for travel journals. I like to be able to stick stuff in. But otherwise, yeah, there's no pockets in mine. I just shove my stuff in the pages. Where do you usually get your journals? Again, Barnes and Noble is a great place. I get a lot for Christmas and everything like that. My mom likes to get me journals, so I get some from her or friends or anything like that. But mostly I get them from Barnes and Noble. Knock on wood. What would happen to your journals if you passed away? I don't know. I'm young, and I don't like to think about that. I mean, it could happen, but hopefully, my parents would keep them, and then later, I don't know, read them or something. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. God, my back is so itchy. Sorry, guys. What don't you write in your journals? That's doesn't happen because I write everything in my journals. I write quotes. I write, how my day went. I write about good feelings, bad feelings, boys, friends, everything. It's my brain. It's my brain on paper, and I don't exclude anything from my brain. So I don't exclude anything from my journals ever. Unless I'm doing like a gratitude journal, and then I try not to, put sad stuff in there because it's a gratitude journal. But for my daily journal, everything goes in there. Do you let anyone read your journals? Well, I let you guys look at my journals. I don't know, you probably could pause the video and read them. You never know what you guys do, and I don't really care. Especially older ones, newer ones, maybe, but older ones I don't really care because they're old. And it really depends on the situation. Most of the time, no. My best friend, every once in a while, she'll, read something that I'm like, oh, this was funny or whatever. But for the most part, they're very personal, and I keep them to myself. Next question. Do you take your journals everywhere? Well, I mean, I like to make specific travel journals just for traveling around, and so those are specifically for traveling. If I'm going like home for the weekend from college, or just going on a quick trip somewhere, then absolutely I bring it. But if I'm going on a long trip, I get a new journal for that. But then I usually keep my journal at home. I sometimes will bring it in around, like in my backpack or my purse when I'm going just around my daily life. But for the most part, I just tend to not write in it because I'm just so busy and I don't have any time really to write in it. So I usually don't bring it with me. How do you start the very first entry in a new journal? My hair would cooperate. I always start it kind of as an introduction because, what if later I lose some journals? I kind of like to know where I am at that moment when I'm starting that journal. So, introduction, who I am, how old am I, friends, family, kind of things, what's my favorite color, that kind of stuff. Just kind of basic, who are you kind of stuff, because it's it is what it is, just a general hi, how are you on this person, blah 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 blah. And kind of like, yeah, I'm excited to start a new journal. And sometimes I'll put goals of what I want to do in my, in the time that I'm writing the journal, what I want to accomplish. Not even just with writing, but with real life. If I write them down, it tends to help. And number 15, the last question is, how do you write the last? So how do you write the last journal entry? It's always an end cap. My first journal I ever really wrote in, um, that was at the end. I ended at the end of 10th grade, and it kind of ended like at a big time in my life where a lot of stuff was ending. Like a lot of friendships were ending at that time, and so I ended that journal and I started a new one, and that was like a new look on life, you know. And so my old one was kind of an ending to that. And I try to do that with the end of all my journals. You know, I try to talk about what is ending, what is beginning, you know, later, what what I got out of the last couple months of writing or however long, how much has changed, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, just lots of random stuff. I haven't written one in a couple months and it's not here, but yeah, I write, you know. And then in my next journal I wish to do this, I'll write a little bit about that, or you know, and then I'll sign off and say thanks for being an awesome journal and listening to my thoughts, and I'll say goodbye to that. So that is my random journal questions tag. I hope that you guys do it too, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too boring. And I will see you guys later. Bye.